And welcome to the channel. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for daily FM content, whether that's tactics, gameplay or other things. Be sure to comment what you'd like to see. Link in the description below to my current series where you can see the tactic in action, and also a link to all my socials. Enjoy the video and be sure to like and subscribe. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now episode 3 of If I Was In Charge. We have got Bournemouth coming up. Expected mid-table for some reason, unlike in real life they are struggling. But mid-table finish here, 5th round of the FA Cup and the 4th round of the Carabao. Now, in my opinion, I reckon it should be bottom half for Bournemouth, although a team on FM is genuinely very, very overpowered. We'll see in a second why. Emirates FA Cup, 5th round, probably quite reasonable. We've got 2 rounds to go through, starting the 3rd, win the 4th, reach the 5th. If you get easy draws, should be okay. And the Carabao Cup, same thing here, 2nd round, 3rd round, then you reach your expectations. So they should be met. But the Premier League, if you do quite well with this tactic, I reckon mid-table should be achievable, but I reckon it should really be expecting lower than what they've set you, especially for next year. Well, they'll probably go down into the Championship, but next FM, if they were in the Premier League, I expect them to be bottom half. Now, first tactics, we've got 2 tactics down like last episode. We've got 2 tactics. So we're going for Rams down in goal, sweeper keeper support, only because I feel like basic goalkeepers make too many mistakes. Possibly I'd go for sweeper keeper defend rather than support, looking at his stats, but I would probably say that he's probably the best goalkeeper in the club. They have got Boric and Begovic is out on loan, currently at Milan, but I would still definitely stick with Ramsdale on goal and use Boric for the cup. Right backs, Smith is a very, very good right back. Full back attack, good crossing, good dribbling, good tackling, good marking, great work rate, which you'll see in a second why that's important. Pace is good, stamina is good, fitness is good. He can run up and down the pitch for the whole game. His mental's 13 plus and all the important stats as well. He's a very, very good right back and he can probably play for at least a few more years, 28 years old. Getting to his prime, I reckon 3-4 seasons of Smith at right back would do quite well. Centre backs, they've got very, very good prospects. Ake and Meetham. Now, the only thing with Ake is that he's wanted by some big clubs, and it'll probably be hard to keep him unless you give him some stupid wages, which Bournemouth can't really afford. But 15 tackling, great work rate again, 4.5 star potential, incredible pace for a centre back. He is 5'10", which is an issue, but 15 heading, 14 jumping isn't too bad. Good dribbling, so he should be able to play ball playing quite well. Not sure I haven't changed that. These should be ball players. I forgot to change them. Very good ball player, as well as Meetham as well. Or Meetham or Metham, not sure how you say it. 13 passing, 12 vision, 21 years old. Work rate's 14. Pace isn't too bad. Determination is good for development. 5-star potential down at the bottom there. 21 years old. Another player that could be stolen by some big clubs. I've seen him move to some Man Cities and Liverpools in the past on other saves. But if you're controlling him yourself, I reckon he'll probably stay at the club for a good few years, if not for your whole save. Left back, we've got Daniels here. Pretty similar to Smith, but a bit slower and a bit older, 4 years older. Decent pace still though, but I like his tackling, like his passing. His marking's quite poor with 10, but that's not a massive issue because Ake could cover quite well. Crossing's good, work rate is incredible once again, I'll show you why soon. But overall, that's a pretty good back four. In fact, a very good back four. Definitely top half. Now, the issue we have in midfield is that David Brooks is out for 11 months on this save with what appears to be a knee ankle ligament damage. So out for 11 months. You would probably play Fraser on the right, then either buy a left winger, or you would probably pick somebody like maybe Josh King to put back there, or Stanislas, who is also out for 7 to 8 months. So you're looking at buying a winger for backup for sure, because injuries are really bad. But when Brooks is back, 16 dribbling, incredible pace, 21 years old again, another 5-star potential. Technique is good, work rate is 15, once again important. Flair is high. He's pretty much your best prospect going forwards in this save. Definitely could reach you to top 6 if he develops and if you buy a well near him. Lerman in midfield, 24 years old. Their team is really good. I'm not sure why they're struggling in real life, because FM is kind of in correlation to real life, but obviously not this year. 16 tackling, 16 work rate once again, good marking, good passing, good teamwork, off the ball and positioning both above 12, which is important for a box-to-box, getting forwards and back. Stamina's good, fitness is good. I could go on with how good these players are, but I'll show you the tactic that's the most important thing soon. So box-to-box support for him, winger attack for David Brooks. Now Lewis Cook in our first formation is an AP attack. It's a bit risky, I'll talk about it more in a minute. But we've gone for AP attack because mainly the role is very, very good this year. It does work well. And with his good passing and vision and decent mentals and quite good physicals and being 22 years old, 4.5 star potential, you could probably mould him to a really good advanced playmaker. And on the left here, we've got Ryan Fraser attack. Now, obviously, when you're playing the game, he'll be on the right because Brooks is injured. But as to start here on paper, Ryan Fraser, I know he's right-footed, but left wing attack still works well, even if you are right-footed. Incredible pace, good finishing, good dribbling. Expect him to cut inside from the left and shoot quite often, especially with the tactics we've got. And of course, Callum Wilson and Josh King, two advanced forwards. You can play Solanke up front rather than Josh King because his composure is quite poor. 10 composure, but 14 finishing. But we're mainly looking at the 18 pace around here. And also, he likes to beat the offside trap. If you can get the ball in behind to these two, then you'll score a lot of goals. 18 pace for both strikers is quite rare, especially without buying anyone. In terms of tactics, positive mentality, we've got a fairly wide approach, pass into space, pass out of defence. Our ball players are great. Standard passing direct. It's lower tempo, just because you don't want to rush things too much. You want to get the ball in behind, but at a decent pace. Shoot on sight I've gone for. Now, if you don't want to be too risky, get rid of it and leave them as nothing. But I've gone for shoot on sight here, just because I feel like our players can take their shots early with the pace they've got. Play for set pieces and not on. Lift dribbling and creative freedom off. But shoot on sight does work very well. Midfielders, Lerma has got decent long shots. Lewis Cook hasn't got the best finishing, but I still feel like he'll be creating the chances for others to shoot. You've got quite a lot of good finishers around the strikers, not just the strikers, hence why I've gone for shoot on sight. In transition, counter-press and counter. Distribute to fullbacks. Now you can play centre-backs if you like, but I've kept just the fullbacks to get the ball up the pitch quite quickly. And we've got short kicks for the goalkeeper with Ramsdale. Out of position, this is where work rate is extremely important. Higher line of engagement, higher defensive line, and extremely urgent pressing, as well as prevent short goalkeeper distribution. This can only be done if your players have good work rates, which they do. 16 in midfield. Lewis Cook has got 13. Fraser out wide, 14. David Brooks has got 15. Your strikers have got 16 and 13. So work rates are quite good all round. Your defensive work rates are good as well. If it's not working for you, move to the second tactic. But I think this one could be a very, very good tactic. I have used this one before at Marseille, and I won the title with it. So it does work very well. It's very balanced. But second tactic, this is more if you're playing against a bigger club, or if you want to be a bit more defensive in the cup, or just in general don't want to go all out attack pretty much. All the roles are exactly the same. We have got sweeper, keeper, defend here, and we have got two ball playing centre backs in Meetham and Ake. The only real changes are Lewis Cook is a deep line playmaker support rather than AP attack, just to make it more of a flat four, so you don't get exposed against big clubs, and also on the counter attack as well, you're more secure. Also, it's Lewis Cook's natural role, so he's best in that position technically, but I still think AP would be very good. But DLP support, good passing, tackling's decent. It's not highlighted here, but it is quite important for a midfielder to have good tackling, obviously. And in terms of roles down here in the tactics, we've got rid of shoot on sight. It's now just default. We've got low crosses on as well. Transition is exactly the same, but in terms of pressing, standard line. Press slightly more urgent, so default press. And prevent short goalkeeper distributions. Because our players are quite quick up front, they can close and get back quite quickly to stop it. But that is the two tactics. Let me know in the description what you think. There are a few players on the bench we could use. Harry Wilson's on loan, obviously. Steve Cook is quite a good centre-back, but he's quite not great on the ball. He's not as good as Meetham and Ake on the ball. You've got Solanke here. You could use pressing forward. Pressing forward is a good role this year, especially in a 4-4-2, so I could recommend him. Maybe if you stick Josh King on the left, Fraser on the right because Brooks is injured, then play Solanke as a pressing forward attack up front. Jordan Ibe, decent backup, once again full of pace but not great. Rico's a good left back. In terms of transfers, who would we go for? Let's have a look at that. So with a 12.75 million budget, 61k a week, and also 7.5 mil in the bank, Bournemouth are quite secure financially. In terms of squad depth, I would be looking at, once again, like I say, a winger, definitely, to have backup. And maybe a young right back. Smith is 28 years old. Apart from that, your backup options aren't the best. You don't really want to play Steve Cook there. So definitely look for a young right back. There are a few out there, definitely abroad. Try to avoid domestic signings because you want them cheap. However, if you want to stick to sort of Bournemouth's real life philosophy, you might want to buy some homegrown young talent, like I've done with Stanislas, Ibe, Brooks, Fraser, the two strikers up front. They've got a lot of homegrown players. Maybe try and stick with that. Left back, I think you're okay with for a year. Daniels and Rico, definitely. But once Daniels starts heading up to 34 years old and loses his pace, I'd probably look for a left back there. So I would say probably with your 10, 12 million pounds, a right mid or a left mid, or someone that can play both, a right back that's young and can develop, and in a couple of years' time a left back. I think for strikers this year you're okay. 3 strikers, Wilson, Solanke and also Josh King. If injuries happen, you can go for a 4-5-1, or you could play Brooks up front. But I'd probably say, unless you have some excess money, leave the purchases to defensive line and also your right midfield. So that is it for today's video. Let me know what tactic you prefer, the first or the second. Let me know what signings you guys are going to make. And also, if you do the save, let me know how you finish in the first season in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you are new around here. And I'll see you all next episode for Brighton if I were in charge. See if we can keep them from relegation. See you later, guys, and enjoy your day.